watching Inside Automotive with Jim Fitzpatrick.
Texas's oldest dealership and one of the oldest in the nation belongs to family-owned Sames Auto Group since their start in 1910. That's right, I said 1910. The group has grown to include 19 dealerships in their portfolio, 3 of which have been added in the month of October. Today we're joined by fifth generation CEO Evelyn Sames to learn more about their company and what makes them tick for the last 114 years. Evelyn, thank you so much for joining us on the show today.
Thank you for having us.
Sure. 114 years is a long time for dealerships to be around. That's swatting off a lot of potential buyers over those years, right?
Yeah, not just that, but so many world events, local events, so many have happened over that such a century period of time. And I'm always reminded of that when things get tough. I obviously, I think, oh gosh, it couldn't have been worse. And then I remember that we have survived world wars and recessions and depressions. And, in our case, we're on the border of Texas and Mexico. We've survived devaluations of currency in Mexico.
Oh my gosh.
Lots of different things that have gone on over the last century. And we're luckily still here standing strong. And
that's great. And 19 strong. So that's pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah, you've seen it all. I got to get my greats straight. Would that be your great grandparents that started the company, or?
Yes.
Wow, that's pretty cool. What do you think they'd think of the group today?
It's funny because I knew my grandfather. I didn't get to work alongside him. I work with my father. He's my partner, and he's been my mentor. But my grandfather, I would say, I know he's rolling over in his grave. He was a old Ford guy, because Ford was the original brand.
Sure.
So he bled, and we still bleed Ford blue,
Right.
But since we've added other brands, Chevy, I think he'd be, a little.
My gosh, what have you done? There goes the company.
Yes. And it's funny because back then he was like, I'm a new car dealer. I sell new cars, and, that's what we do. And, since then, our business has grown immensely on the used car side. And
sure.
he just, wouldn't hear of it. He was very loyal to the brand and the manufacturer, and he loved being a Ford dealer. And
sure.
And so it'd be interesting to see what he thinks. I think now he definitely would be proud of how far it's come. But yeah, he might be cringing at some of the, the other brands that we've partnered with since.
Sure. He might also be cringing at the notion that we're going all EV here in the next few years, right?
Yeah, that's been a big one for all of us to kind of take in.
It really has.
It's a big shift in the business, and it, I know they're coming, and we're getting ready for them, and we believe in our product, and we back the manufacturers. They're our partners.
Yeah.
But I sometimes do feel that, is this government driven or is it consumer driven?
Yeah.
Because we're here to serve our customers. And so we listen to them. A lot of our business is built around what our customers need. And
sure.
And I don't know that, at least in my part of the world, that if that's really the direction that the consumer is ready to take.
It seems the dealers that I talk to around the country have said that they want to create an environment online where a consumer can do as much or as little of the sales process online that they wish to do. Some take it all the way to the end and, to your point, have a car delivered to the front door, while the vast majority do certain elements online. They might do a credit app, they might get a trade appraised, they might get your, the best payments and figured out and interest rates, and then come into the dealership for that affirmation and confirmation and such, and to take delivery of the car. Have you found that to be the case, that more and more people are doing certain elements or steps of the process online?
Yeah, and I think a lot of it's information, right? They're online because they want information. So they're looking to compare products. They're looking to look at pricing. They're looking to look safety readings. It depends on what's important to them, but they're out there looking for information. And then when they come in, they're very well informed, but then the personal part of the transaction begins. and that's what we're good at. That's what we do for a living. And it's so nice to see, salespeople have, it's not just a book of business. It's actually personal relationships that still, that in this world of the internet and texting and everything instantaneous and AI, there's still a personal,
Right.
there's a person behind the process, and it's still a very personal relationship.
Sure. Speaking of your business over the last 114 years, you've made a purchase of 3 more dealerships. I mean, making it really the first, I think, acquisition in December, right? Or since December, I should say, for the company.
Yes, we just acquired 3 stores in South Texas, also along the Texas-Mexico border. The area is the Valley, so it's there's 2 stores in McAllen, Texas, and the other ones in Harlingen, Texas. They're about 45 minutes apart from each other.
Okay.
But it was also a family-owned business. They're 4 dealers, and I think they had been in business about 75 years. And
what is with this Texas crew? They all keep their dealerships for quite some time.
Right. And our family, my grandfather was friends with Frank Bogus, who was the owner, and my father was friends with Bob Bogus, who was the son of the owner, and now I'm friends with his daughter. And so
that's crazy.
Wow. It was a really cool.
That's pretty. Yeah, that is cool.
That is cool. Of the acquisitions that we've done in the last couple of years, it was one of the neatest because it was again personal. And
I bet. Did they run out of generations to take over the store? I mean, you're talking about 75 years. Did they got to the point where the kids said, "Nah, I'm out. I'm not doing it."
I think they wanted to do something different.
Yeah,
and,
sure.
The owner just said, "I'm ready to move on and enjoy my family." And I think now obviously is a great time to sell your business.
Right. Are there any more acquisitions in store for the coming year?
The coming year, no.
Okay.
We're going to focus on what we have and make sure that we've got.
That should be enough for a while, right?
Yeah, I'd like to get comfortable and before we've been growing rapidly, but we also have been very thoughtful about our next steps.
Yeah.
Because we all know it's a cyclical business too. So what goes up must come down, and we don't know. We might be coming around on a downswing, and we need to probably, start planning for that. Who's to know? There's been talks of recession, no recession, but we are mindful. We're thoughtful about what we do and how we do it. And so, if a good opportunity comes up, and it's and it works, like this particular opportunity definitely fit into our book of business.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, family owned, on the border, a brand that we already are very familiar with. There was a lot of things going for us on this deal that made it something we couldn't pass up.
Let me ask you this question that I think you're uniquely qualified to answer, and that is, what does the industry, from your point of view, what does this industry, this great industry, need to do to attract more females into it, whether it be on the variable side or in the fixed op side? We just need more Evelyn Sames running stores. What do we need to do?
My ears. So I'll tell you again, back 20 years ago when I first got in the business, women were maybe receptionists, maybe a couple here and there in accounting.
I know. I was in the business. I remember.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a lot of back of house stuff. And now I proudly can say that we've got women in almost every position in the company.
That's great.
Fixed ops, technicians. On the sales side, we have plenty. Finance managers, sales managers, general managers.
That's great.
That really, but it is a hard business. It's retail, and so we're open 6 days a week, and when you're working bell to bell and you're a mom.
Oh, it's very difficult. Do you think we need to take a closer look at that, though, and maybe change that and say, hey, look, if you can't get the work done in 40, 45 hours a week, then, are we making a shift to attract better talent as a whole, not just females, but better talent at some point so that people come out of college and say, I want to get into retail automotive and sell cars or fix cars or what have you? Right.
I've seen a big change, a big shift over the last 5 to 10 years, definitely, in terms of schedule and just how we deal with people in the workplace.
Yeah.
You know, when I first got there, you know, one of my first sales meetings, I'll never forget, somebody walked in like 2 minutes late and they were like, go home, get the hell out of here. You know, there was this.
Those were the days.
It was rough. And
Right.
I thought, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm going to make it here. This is what my family does for a living.
Yes.
You know, this is pretty
Kinda
rough.
it's rough and tumble, that's for sure. Well, Evelyn Sames, CEO of Sames Auto Group, thank you so much for spending some time with us. It sounds like, man, you're just doing great there in Texas and buying stores and running a 114-year-old auto group that has the respect of so many in the industry. So thank you for all of your time that you've given us here at the show. You must be one very busy young lady, that's for sure. So
thank you. I'm busy, but I love talking about the business and sharing ideas with others. And so,
well, there are many that will be watching this in the business, both on the dealer side as well as the managers and salespeople and everyone else. So especially for the females out there, here it is right here. She's running an incredible group and she's doing a great job at it. For dealers out there, hire more females. We need more females running dealerships in this great industry and owning dealerships as well. So Evelyn, thank you so much. Hopefully we can do a follow-up with you to see how things are coming along.
Thank you. Yeah, you're going to have to check on my 30% AV sales in about 10 years. So definitely.
Well, let's hope it's sooner than 10 years.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right, thanks so much. Have a great day.
You
All right.
too.
Thanks for watching Inside Automotive with Jim Fitzpatrick.